What?
The
Hat.
the hat.
But we have a question right on the table, so you can read it out loud in the start.
That is true. But we will need the hat for tomorrow's question.
Yes,
See?
that's also true.
So the question of the day is, what kind of world do you think we're heading toward?
You start. I'm gonna eat my banana.
You're gonna eat a banana on camera.
Is it is not allowed?
Shouldn't it go on Pornhub?
OnlyFans, maybe?
All right. So, what kind of world do you think we're heading toward? That's a loaded question. I think that, well, first of all, a few things have to be considered. One thing, that we're kind of in the middle of another revolution, meaning that we've had, as humanity, agricultural revolution, we've had industrial revolution, and currently we're going through the informational revolution, part of which is the internet, which has transformed everybody's lives, well, most people at least. And I think the key word of the current decade is AI, and that is going to become more and more part of our lives, and also, yeah, and that's going to affect pretty much every aspect of our daily life. What do you think about that?
Yes, and also was thinking about that, and I see like a good part of it and a bad part.
What do you mean?
Like, for example, people, I think, will become more lazy in terms of education, learning. Because why learn? Just ask a question, ChatGPT, get a quick answer, and that's it. And then tomorrow, forget about it. You know. I think there will be that kind of side effect of using
right.
AI.
Yeah, the over-reliance and addiction to AI. I think ChatGPT was asked a question, how will the AI takeover happen? And I believe it replied something like, it's already happening, you're just not noticing it, and it's happening not in like a military invasion, not in violence, but in over-reliance. And that's basically going to be a takeover. It's not a bad thing, having said that. I mean, we're reliant on our tools, like things that humans made. We're reliant on cups, we're reliant on tables, we're reliant on agriculture.
It can help you like to learn. Like, for example, if I learn something that hard to remember from the first time, like metabolism, for example. I asked.
You've been learning about metabolism.
Yeah. When I was learning about metabolism, I asked ChatGPT to make an illustration of processes and how they affect each other. And it made a really good one. So I can see it's like, like a reminder about causes and consequences.
But you're talking about, I'm talking about that reliance is not a bad thing.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to just give an example.
Yeah, and I was going to continue your thought, actually.
Yeah.
Is that, yes, we're reliant on that instead of, getting like professionals to do this kind of job for us, which also will mean that mediocre professionals or average professionals will need to find something else, because AI will be able to do their job for them. Like,
yes and no.
Okay, tell me.
I think yes and no, because, like, for example, I do like text content for my social media, okay? And I use ChatGPT, of course, in order to help me to do that. And still I need to correct it, or when I try to collect information about something, like facts, and it makes mistakes. And also you need to know your topic. When you make prompt, for example, and you have to check.
But it makes mistakes now. This is 2025, and it's evolved a lot in the
Yeah.
past 2 years. It's not going to necessarily make mistakes in a couple
it
of years
doesn't
from now.
have cognitive distortions, which is good thing. But you as human, you are in touch with it, and you have your cognitive distortions. You know?
You're saying no matter how good AI will get, it's
Yes.
still just a mirror and it's still just a
Yeah.
response.
Yeah.
And it depends mostly on you.
Yeah.
You're right. But this is just one of the aspects. And you're right. You're absolutely right. And I guess, we'll see what it...
I think there is no right or wrong.
Here,
it's just an opinion.
Yeah, of course. It's just a forecast for the future, but it's easier to kind of more or less predict near future. I think another thing I think will happen is people's attention span will get worse and worse, chasing dopamine.
Yeah.
So I think the most successful people will be the ones who are able to resist that the most. Not sitting in the gym instead of working out and sitting on, on the machines. We go to a gym where there's a lot of young folks here in Chiang Mai, and a lot of young students, they just sit there scrolling their phones instead of actually working out, instead of actually doing something. I see this more and more. And it's not just about the gym. I mean, I'm seeing this everywhere. So like I said, I think the most successful people in the future will be the ones who are able to keep their attention the most.
Agree.
Another thing that I think is waiting for us in the future is despite all the government attempts to kind of, all the infighting and trade wars and everything that's happening currently politically, I still think that we're unable to escape globalization in one way or another. The borders, the world has been discovered. There are no secrets on the map. I mean, the only secrets that we have geographically are underwater. So one way or another, there is going to be this global vibe, and people are able to travel worldwide and even live worldwide as we're living. We're living in Thailand right now, So I think long distance work and online work will become more popular, and I think we're going to be seeing more of it worldwide.
But not most of people.
Not most people. No. But a lot of countries are implementing nomad visas,
Because living abroad is hard.
It's hard, but it's fun.
It's fun, and not everybody can do that.
That's also true.
People think if you are a freelancer, so you can go everywhere and sit under palm tree and do your
where are you gonna get a Wi-Fi from?
and work. It doesn't matter. And work, bullshit.
Yeah,
you sit under your AC in your apartment all day long.
Just like you would in your home country. That's true. Sitting under a palm tree on the beach, sand will get into your MacBook. So yeah, that's not.
And it's hot.
And I hate the stereotype. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Although I have done that before in Phuc Walk, remember?
Yeah, but you've done this because it was a really small accommodation, small. Small bungalow, so you needed to have your space, and that's it. It's rather an example, or rather an exception.
It's true, but I still think that exploring other cultures will happen a lot more. Sure, it's not going to be all encompassing, as far as people go, but I think it's going to be a lot more popular. And also, one important thing, having said about all the innovations, is that when thinking about the future, it doesn't mean that everything will change. Old buildings that are built 30, 40, 50 years ago are still going to stand. And to an outside observer, the world in, 40, 50 years will mostly look more or less the same as it always does. But there will be parts that are new. You know what I mean?
I think so.
You think you know what I mean?
Sorry, I was thinking about humanity as. Sorry,
What were you thinking about? Did you space out right now?
A little
On
bit.
camera?
Yes.
What are you thinking about?
That's what's usually. Right now, you should say that that's usually happening in our life.
What?
No.
What were you thinking about?
About humanity, that, like, for example, in Russia, okay, just an example, really, like, I don't know, maybe 10% of population have international passport. And I don't think it's gonna be change really, like, it's gonna be change somehow.
You don't think it's going to change?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like if I continue your like forecast about like people that about globalization. So and I don't. It will be prerogative. Can I say so? Of really.
even a small part of the population.
Yeah, small part of the population.
You're probably right, but I mean, you're definitely right.
Let me finish
Sure,
my
sure.
thought. Not because of money, even. It's because of your mindset.
I understand you completely, and you're definitely right. But what makes today different, and what will make the future different, is the possibility of this happening. Because 40 years ago, this was not possible, and in the future, it will become even more possible. It will be easier to live and work abroad, like not in your country, just pack up
It's gonna
and go.
be easier, yeah. But how many people
We'll see.
will take this advantage?
It's a really good way to explore other cultures and kind of understand more about the
In case you
world
want
itself.
it.
If you want to understand more
Yeah.
of the world itself, that's true.
I'm not sure about like earlier I say that 10% of people in Russia have international passport. I don't know if it's if I right, so I should check this information. So, but it's really like not much.
So, by the way, international passport is a type of document. There's two passports in Russia. One is the internal passport, which functions as an ID, and the other one is a foreign passport, which you use as a travel document, as you would a U.S. passport. So, different types of documents in different countries. I wanted to say one more thing. A lot of people, like, there's a lot of military conflict in the world right now, and that's happening. However, to one degree or another, it's always been happening in humanity as a whole. And despite all that, currently we live in the most abundant, the safest world that's ever existed. Mostly, in most places in the world, when you, I don't know, travel town to town, you don't have to worry about being robbed in most places. You know, when you walk around, even on dark streets, again, depending on where you are, but like in China, in Asia, in Russia, in a lot of cities, Central Asia, you know, Dubai, like places like that, you don't have to worry about being robbed. It's extremely highly, I mean, it's very unlikely to happen. Sure, there are places that are not like that, but still, the current world, thanks to cameras, a lot of times, thanks to technology, is safer than it's ever been, ever. So there is that, and I think there's going to be more of it, and it's going to turn more authoritarian at the same time. At least I think so. What do you think?
Yeah, because you have more control.
For your safety.
Yeah, having all these gadgets, cameras, AI.
So yeah, what do you think? What kind of world are we heading towards? Please write it in the comments, because I really want to know.
Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like.
But yeah, I really want to know what happens. I really know what people I really want to know what people think and what the overall opinion is, and feel free to challenge our opinions, of course. No.
Ah.
Obvious.
Yes.
I pull it now.
You pull it.
Yeah, you pulled it last time.
Okay, you pull it.
You want to pull it?
No.
You want to pull it?
No, you pull it.
No, you pull it.
You pull it.
You pull it.
You pull it.
I'm drinking coffee. I'm busy.
Who pull the topic is going to wash the dishes, okay?
Who pulls the topic is going to wash the dishes? Well, you pull it then.
Yes. What's the difference between Russian and American mentalities?
This is going to be a good one.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
While Masha's checking how many percent of...
28.
28%, not 10%. Okay.
Not 10%, so I was wrong, yes.
So 20...
So like 1/3 of population.
But this is just people who have
Yes.
a travel document. These
Yes.
are not people who use
the
travel document.
Yeah, there is no correlation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still, not everybody even has that possibility.
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, I think one more important thing that has to be said about what kind of future we're headed towards, I think we're going to have a lot more inequality. So there will be a lot of poor people that are not exposed, that will live in their reality and are unable to escape that.
Yeah, because they just don't want. Maybe.
No,
Don't-
I think, look, I don't think you should generalize like that. I think it really depends on the situation.
On the situation, on the mindset. It's
The mindset as well,
um,
but the environment does affect the mindset a lot.
of course, of course.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're gonna pull that topic tomorrow. What's the difference? Not pull, we pulled it already. We're gonna talk about that topic tomorrow. What's the difference between Russian and American mentalities? So yeah, stay tuned until tomorrow.